So whenever I go to the village of my parents, I always take photos of the village, where we always go to visit my grandparents there, and photography has always been my medium to see things in a different way. And especially going back to the village of my parents means like immersing myself in a completely different world compared to where I grew up, because I've known the village from the stories of my parents when they told me about their childhood, how they grew up, and every time whenever I went back to the village, and when I was in the Yogavaasam house, which is the house of my great-grandmother and also my grandmother, it's very special for me because I'm there in that house, I'm on the ground, touching the ground, I'm seeing the rooms where stories happened, and it's a really special feeling because it's like I was there in those moments, but I wasn't even born, and being in that house has been always special, sometimes for the good and sometimes for the bad. Sometimes I had beautiful moments, but sometimes it was very hard to be in that house because you didn't have the luxury that I grew up, for example, in Switzerland, and it was completely different, and I had to adapt to that type of living. And whenever I see my grandpa, every time I'm very mesmerized by the way he lives. It's completely different to my mom, to my dad, and that fascinates me again and again. And I feel like I always learn when I go back to the village, because it is a strong connection, like, to my ancestors. That's where like all the people that are connected to me come from. So in a way, it's a very holy place, that house. Also because of the stories, as I told before, and these photographs, like when I come back home here in Switzerland again, it's like again like a portrait, to go back into this world, to have this nostalgia, the feelings like the bird sounds or the smells that you have there, and it's always like very interesting to be there.